the gaseous exchange. Now let us move to the next concept, that is transportation of gases. So how are the gases? That is, here gases means you have to remember that is two gases. One is oxygen, the other is carbon dioxide. So just now what we have seen is about the percentage inhaled, how much of oxygen is inhaled and how much of oxygen is exhaled. So example like just 21% is inhaled and 16% is released out, exhaled. Same like that we have got carbon dioxide 0.03% taken in, inhaled, okay, and 4.4% exhaled. Then who is responsible to take in these particular gases and remove these gases from our cells? Okay, so we know that the tiniest part of our cell is the tiniest part of our body is the cell. So from the cell, how these gases are taken into the cell are removed from the cell into and out of. Okay, so here transport of gases is carried out because of most important cells in our body, blood cells, that is red blood cells. Okay, so they play a major role in carrying the oxygen and removing the carbon dioxide. So red blood cells, the word itself is very clear that the type of the blood cells which are red in color, they are known as red blood cells, or they are also called as red blood corpuscles, or they are also called erythrocytes. Erythrocytes we call it as erythrocytes. Erythro means red, cyte means cell. So the cells which are red in color, they are called red blood cells or erythrocytes or red blood corpuscles. Okay. Oh, now coming to why they are red in color. So why these cells are particularly called red blood cells? Because they contain a red color pigment. Then what is that particular red color pigment? It is known as hemoglobin. It is known as hemoglobin. So this is the most important substance which gives or which imparts red color to the blood and red color to the red blood cells. Okay, so since this hemoglobin is absent in the white blood cells, the name is given so like white blood corpuscles or white blood cells, or we can call them as leukocytes. Leuko means white. Okay, cyte means cell. White blood cells. Okay, now coming to this part, what is the importance of hemoglobin in the transportation of the gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide? Okay, so during inhalation, whenever we take in oxygen, so in the pathway of air we have seen how the oxygen from the atmosphere or how the air from the atmosphere moves into our body, into the structural functional units of our lungs called as alveoli, right? Just now what we have seen in the diagram, that is alveolus surrounded with pulmonary capillaries we have seen. So you can see that this particular, each alveolus is richly supplied with the blood capillaries or blood vessels. Okay, so this particular hemoglobin which is present in the red blood cells, okay, binds with the oxygen. It combines with the oxygen. So whenever the red blood cells are taking up oxygen, hemoglobin plus oxygen, so together combine and form oxyhemoglobin. We call it as oxyhemoglobin, right? So this particular oxyhemoglobin is taken to each and every cell of our body along with the flow of the blood, and the oxygen is released into the cells, and from the cells again in turn or in return, so carbon dioxide is taken up by the red blood cells. So that is the reason why we say the role of the red blood cells is to take in oxygen and remove the carbon dioxide from our body. Okay, now this particular hemoglobin is similar to, which we can compare with what is the role just now we have seen transportation of gases. So we can compare this like with that of chlorophyll molecule. So chlorophyll, what is this chlorophyll? It is a green pigment present in the leaves of the plants. So we know that the chloroplasts are the cell organelles which are responsible for the photosynthesis in the plants. They are green in color. The leaves are green in color because of a most important pigment present called as chlorophyll. It imparts green color. So like the hemoglobin gives the red color to the blood and the red blood cells, like that chlorophyll is that pigment which gives green color to the leaves and other parts. When the plant is very young, a small plant, you can see the stem, the leaves, so the aerial parts are green in color. Of course, in a grown up tree, so you can see this green color is permitted only in the leaves. Then what is the reason for the green color? It is because of the particular pigment called as chlorophyll. So what is the role of the chlorophyll in the leaves? It helps in trapping the solar energy. Trapping the solar energy. The energy coming from the sun is nothing but called as solar energy. By trapping the solar energy, chlorophyll helps in photosynthesis, in the preparation of the food material. One of the most important thing we know about the plants is they can synthesize, they can prepare their own food material. The process is known as photosynthesis. So here it plays a major role. So chlorophyll helps in trapping the solar energy and helps in making out the photosynthesis process. Same like that here we have got hemoglobin. So it is responsible for the transportation of the gases. So the substance present in, the element present in the chlorophyll is magnesium. So same like this here we have got. So what is the element present in the hemoglobin? So we have got the presence of iron. So that is the reason. So people those who have got the shortage of the blood, or those who have got anemic conditions are asked to take the food containing or the fruits containing iron. Okay, more. So example like apples we have got. An apple a day keeps a doctor away. There is a proverb like that. So apple is rich with this particular element. So the more the iron percentage in our body, it will be greater in producing the hemoglobin, and the functioning of our blood and body organs will be at a higher rate. So we will be more healthy in condition, right? So iron is the element present in hemoglobin. Magnesium is the element present in the chlorophyll. So hemoglobin helps in the transportation of the gases. Chlorophyll helps in the photosynthesis process, right? Whenever hemoglobin is mixing with oxygen, it is called as, or it forms oxyhemoglobin, right? Suppose like instead of oxygen, in cases like fire accidents or when there is a some other abnormal situation, instead of breathing in oxygen, suppose like if you are breathing in carbon dioxide, okay, so then it has got a, hemoglobin has got a higher affinity towards carbon dioxide more than oxygen, very easily it binds with the carbon dioxide. During such situations, you can see that hemoglobin combines with carbon dioxide, dangerous gas, and forms what? Carboxyhemoglobin. Carboxyhemoglobin, which is highly dangerous to the human cells, right? Easily, even the animal cells also. So the person or the animal dies within just 5 to 10 minutes due to suffocation. So it is the most poisonous substance found in the body. So the combination of carbon dioxide with hemoglobin. Then how is carbon dioxide from our body removed? It's not directly in the form of CO2 released, but it is released in the form of some other simple substances like bicarbonates. Bicarbonates. The carbon dioxide produced due to the breaking of the food molecules in our cells is removed in the form of bicarbonates. But in case if we are directly taking in, breathing in carbon dioxide, so that time it forms a dangerous poisonous substance called carboxyhemoglobin. And this particular combination can be represented, how this oxyhemoglobin is formed can be written by showing one equation. So let us see what is that particular equation. So hemoglobin can be written as Hb. Hb means hemoglobin. It combines with oxygen. Oxygen can be written as O2. Molecular formula of oxygen is O2. 4 molecules of this particular oxygen combines with the hemoglobin and it produces HbO2. HbO2 taken 4 times. So this is what we call it as oxyhemoglobin. So this is oxyhemoglobin. So it is this oxyhemoglobin is reaching into the cells, and once it reaches into the cells along with the flow of the blood, that is the red blood cells are taking the oxyhemoglobin and it gets splitted up. So then how it can be shown? So here this particular oxyhemoglobin after entering into the cells splits up. So we write this particular equation in this way. It is splitted up in the cells. So HbO2 taken 4 times will break up into Hb plus O2. 4 molecules of O2. So like this oxygen is released into the cells. So in this way, so oxyhemoglobin is formed because of the combination of hemoglobin present in the red blood cells. Okay, Hb plus 4O2 gives rise to HbO2 taken 4 times. This is called oxyhemoglobin. This oxyhemoglobin after reaching into the cells, okay, so the tiniest part in our now taking up oxygen. HbO2 reaches the cells and finally breaks up into Hb plus 4O2. That is oxygen left over in the cells again in turn. So carbon dioxide in the form of bicarbonates it is removed out. So this is how we can explain about the transportation of gases. How oxygen is going in and carbon dioxide is coming out. Okay. So most important equation this is. Just keep in mind this. Right. Thank you. Right. Now from this equation we can understand that how the oxygen molecules are combining with hemoglobin to form the oxyhemoglobin in the lungs. From there that oxyhemoglobin is taken to every tissue and cells in our body. Once reaching into the cells and tissues, so oxyhemoglobin is splitted up into hemoglobin and oxygen. So oxygen is left over there and carbon dioxide is brought in return. Okay. Now moving to some exception cases. Generally at the sea level. So at sea level, so what happens is every molecule of oxygen. So every molecule of oxygen, okay, it combines with the hemoglobin. Okay, it combines with the Hb, that is hemoglobin. But whenever we are moving at a higher altitude above the sea levels, okay, almost below 1/5, almost below 1/5 of the oxygen molecules will combine with the hemoglobin. That means we are getting very less, that is shortage of the oxygen. So that is the reason why when we are moving at higher altitudes, that is when we are moving from the sea level, okay, so when you are climbing a mountain, okay, in that way. So at a higher altitudes, heights, as more and more height you are reaching, so the percentage of oxygen decreases. So it is below 1/5, what you call, less than the normal combining capacity. At a normal sea level, every molecule of oxygen combines with hemoglobin. But in the extreme conditions, as you are moving from the sea level to higher altitudes, so it is less than below 1/5 number of molecules will be combining with the oxygen. That means our body is not able to get the required amount of the oxygen. So that is the reason why we take something additional. So some supplementary we use there. So that is oxygen cylinders are carried. Oxygen cylinders are carried because of the shortage of the oxygen at that particular levels. So our body requires more oxygen. So that is supplemented or that is supplied by taking the additional sources, that is oxygen cylinders. So it can be reaching at the higher top altitudes like mountains and all, or even in case of when you are going deep into the sea or ocean. So there also we find severe shortage of oxygen. It's compulsory we need to take the oxygen cylinders. So the divers who are moving down, so going to do collect different type of the things, are going to do some different type of the research at the seabed. Okay, so they require compulsory oxygen cylinders. And even the planes what we have got. So the generally planes move in the stratosphere region. So in the stratosphere region also you find plenty of shortage of oxygen. But nowadays because of the modern technology, the aircrafts which we are traveling, okay, so highly advanced aircrafts are there. The cabins which are there, pressurized cabins are there. Okay, pressurized cabins are developed so that they can maintain the oxygen percentage for the travelers, those who are there, passengers who are traveling in the planes. So because of the highly developed pressurized cabins, required amount of oxygen is supplied to the travelers. So they don't find any type of suffocation while they are traveling, even though they are in the stratosphere region. Okay, right, thank you.